guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new update on Mo Salah's contract extension situation, because Mo Salah, after Liverpool beat Brighton 2-1 and went top of the Premier League, he posted this on his Twitter and Instagram, so all over his social media. Top of the table is where this club, Liverpool FC, belongs, nothing less. All teams win matches, but there's only one champion in the end. That's what we want. Thank you for your support last night. No matter what happens, I will never forget what scoring at Anfield feels like. And a lot of Liverpool fans are interpreting this as a way of saying that this could be Salah's last season. A lot of Liverpool fans are interpreting this as a way of saying Salah wants to stay, he wants to keep breaking records, he wants to rack up more goals and just be one of the best all-time top goal scorers in Liverpool and Premier League history, and that's his main motivation. He already is in the top 8 of the Premier League all-time goal-scoring charts, so nobody can argue or dispute that Liverpool have got one of the Premier League all-time greats, and Salah is a Premier League all-time great. And we will talk about the repercussions of this and what people are hearing. Richard Keys, a pundit who used to work at Sky Sports, is saying that Mo Salah definitely wants to stay at Liverpool, and he already came out previously with an interview saying that, confirming that. But Salah wants a 3-year contract, and maybe Liverpool are only offering him a 2-year contract. That's not confirmed, that's just a rumor. But I also want to look at what some Liverpool fans are saying about Mo Salah. But let's talk about what Richard Keys shared as information. So a big money move to Saudi Arabia is a possibility, and Richard Keys is now working for beIN Sports, a Middle Eastern TV company broadcasting Premier League games, and a 3-year contract would take Mo Salah to 35 years old, and that's not a big risk in my opinion from a Liverpool's point of view. Even though players tend to slow down with age, Salah never really relied on just his pace to get past people. He's very quick still, but he relied more on his acceleration and also his quick change of direction and very good quick close control touching the football, and I think he never loses that, and he's just better and better with age. So Liverpool isn't even required to make a nostalgic decision or a sentimental decision. Salah is still one of the best players in the world, one of the best players in the Premier League, and one of the best players, if not the best attacker at Liverpool. Sure, Richard Keys said 2 seasons back Salah was definitely leaving the club. That was until Liverpool had a dramatic change of mind. They sold Mane and decided to make Salah the highest paid player at Liverpool Football Club. The article in Saturday's Daily Mail, based on Simon Hughes' new book Chasing Salah, must have made interesting reading for some. It confirmed what I had been saying during the period of Mane and Salah playing together. Do you remember Liverpool fans used to hammer me for it? They didn't like each other much. My information now is that Salah wants to stay, but it will take a 3-year new deal to settle him down and to make him, sign a new contract, because Salah wants a new long-term contract, so he doesn't want to, again, in 1 or 2 years, think about his future. He wants a new 3-year contract, and you can understand, because he would get probably a 3 or 4-year contract in Saudi Arabia as well. So my question to you guys, do you think Salah deserves a new 3-year contract? And do you think he deserves maybe £400,000 per week on a 3-year contract? I think it's a small risk, not a big risk. But are there any Liverpool fans right now who want Salah to leave? I don't think so. And Salah is still world class, and he can still go a few seasons. And even if he drops off in his last season, if he signs a new 3-year contract, Salah deserves it, because, not dropping off, but deserves a 3-year contract, because the way that he served Liverpool for now, I think 7 years, has been nothing short of remarkable, and he's already a Liverpool legend, and he's getting a bigger and bigger legend. And imagine if he wins the Premier League in the next 2 or 3 years, either in 2025 or 2026, he will become an even bigger legend, not just in Liverpool but in Premier League history. He's still a top quality player, and he wants to stay. And even if he slows down, and let's say his pace goes in 1 or 2 years, he would still be an absolutely fantastic substitute player, because the way that he passes the ball, not just the way that he runs and goes past people, the way he passes the ball, his playmaking qualities, he would actually make for a brilliant, like number 10 attacking midfielder. And I don't see why he shouldn't stay for 3 seasons. And I can still see Salah doing it even at 35 years old. The big difference with Mane and Firmino, they already started declining while they were at Liverpool. Just Mane was put on front to maybe hide some of his decline, and he banged in a lot of goals as a striker. And also Mane and Firmino ran a lot more than Salah during their games, even back in their heyday, because they are just workhorses, both of them, even more than Mo Salah. Just to back that up with numbers, Mane ran approximately 50% more than Mo Salah in Premier League games on average. And Firmino, listen to this, he ran 75% more than Mo Salah in Premier League games. So, and let's say Salah becomes only good enough to be a substitute in 2 years. We can still sell him to Saudi Arabia in 2 years if Liverpool want him to be sold, because the Saudi Arabian offer will always be there still, even when he is playing maybe not as good as he is right now. The one thing that goes against maybe giving Salah a freer contract on massive wages is Liverpool don't want a player who could become a substitute in 2 years potentially to be on huge wages as a substitute. That's why we sold a lot of our players like Firmino, Milner. They were only good enough for substitute players, and they had big wages, but I think Salah has earned it. He has been one of the, if not the most important player in the last 10 years and certainly in the last 20 years of Liverpool's history. He has been one of the most important players, up there with the legendary Steven Gerrard. So I think if it takes to pay a premium and a long contract like 3 years, if that's what it takes to keep Salah, then so be it. He earned it. And as I said, if he doesn't become good enough to be a starting player in 2 years, we can always sell him to Saudi Arabia for a few tens of millions of pounds and get rid of his huge wages. But just in the Premier League, in 10 games, Salah has 7 goals and 5 assists, so 12 goal contributions. Even back in 3-4 years time, there were seasons where he hasn't started as good as this season. So Salah, still at 32 years old, is at his absolute best. And he is also a model professional. He takes exceptionally good care of his body. And that last sentence by Salah, no matter what, I will always remember how it feels like scoring a goal at Anfield. Maybe it's a jab to Liverpool as well, to extend his contract, to give him the contract that he wants. And he has been completely on record about wanting to stay, so there is no reason to think that Salah wants to leave. The big question is, does Salah want to stay so much that he might accept a lower wage than his current one, or he might accept a shorter contract? That's the big question, and I'm not sure. From an operating perspective though, Liverpool as a football club needs to be looking at life after Salah. He's still, of course, playing at an elite level, and that makes it even more difficult, because if Salah was declining already, it wouldn't be a difficult situation for Liverpool. We wouldn't just extend his contract. But Salah's ability and the way he's scoring goals demands a huge wage, and he's already on big wages. And yes, Liverpool can justify giving Salah big wages, but Liverpool also have to find a way to pay Trent Alexander-Arnold the big wage rise and Virgil van Dijk, and find upgrades and replacements for other positions on the pitch as well. But Liverpool making £30 million profit in the transfer market in the summer means that Liverpool have more than enough money going around, and also we are regularly in the Champions League. We are already 7 points clear in the top 4. If Liverpool don't collapse, it's safe to say that we will keep qualifying for the Champions League even even next season. The problem is we don't know Salah's demands in contract negotiations. We don't know how long a contract he wants. these rumors of 3 years I think are accurate, but we don't know exactly. We don't know what kind of pay rise he would want. And the decision makers at Liverpool have to weigh up the demands of these players against ultimately their value to the rest of the squad and of course potential incomings as well within the scope of Liverpool's current financial situation. And of course we don't know the exact discussions taking place, but at least we can pretty safely assume all three of Salah, Van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold feel entitled to a pay rise. They feel entitled to big new contracts if they are going to stay, and maybe they are asking for certain assurances or clauses based on the club's performance. Who knows, maybe they are asking for Liverpool spending big in the transfer market as well. So it's a lot tougher to judge in reality how replaceable these players are. But Liverpool have to consider a lot of things in these negotiations. They need to consider the age profile of the players, long term, how much wear and tear they are going to have, and also the allowance of a system and a squad to provide them the best possible opportunities all have to come into consideration by Liverpool. Overpaying a player, or even more so overpaying multiple players, can sink Liverpool like with the limited resources that we have. Because if we just get a couple of transfers wrong in the future, if that is combined with, overpaying Trent and Van Dijk and Salah, and maybe Salah and Van Dijk start declining rapidly after they sign a new contract, that could pose a lot of problems to Liverpool. But they are not showing any signs of declining. That's my point. I think Liverpool should give them new contracts because they have been looking really, really great. I would give Van Dijk a 2-year contract. I would give Salah a 3-year contract because Salah is just that much more important. With Van Dijk, we have Gomez, Kwanzaa, and we can always sign a centre-back that's much easier to sign than signing a player who scores 20 goals and gets 10 assists on average. Salah scores 30 goals on average per season and he gets around 10-15 assists on average as well. Worst case scenario is Salah leaves. I just want him to leave with winning a major trophy again. So winning either the Champions League or the Premier League. I want the Premier League the most because of how little by Liverpool missed out on 2 Premier League titles. We missed out on by 1 point to a cheating Manchester City side. So I want it more than anything else that Salah and Liverpool win the Premier League title once more. And what an amazing way it would be in Arne Slot's first season to win the title. And Jamie Carragher summed it up perfectly. We are talking about the 3 most influential players alongside Alisson. They are all legendary figures at Liverpool. And it's probably down to these 3 players this season why it has gone so well. And also, since Van Dijk came into Liverpool on a record-breaking transfer, Salah, Van Dijk and Trent played together 59% of Liverpool's matches, and they have won 70% of these games. So Liverpool have a 70% win ratio when Salah, Van Dijk and Trent are playing, and without them it's a 59% win ratio, so it's a big drop-off. And Van Dijk's own contributions are monumental. Liverpool's win percentage without Van Dijk is just 52%, which is significant, huge drop-off from 70 to 52%. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, since his debut in 2016, he managed 59 assists, which in Premier League table of assists, he is 4th since that period, which is absolutely amazing as a fullback, because he's not a striker, he's not a winger, he's not even a midfielder, he's a fullback and he's delivering 59 assists since 2016. Absolutely amazing. And Jamie Carragher said, I'm pretty confident that the 2 older players will sign a new contract. They are probably at the stage of their careers where it is difficult to move to a better club than Liverpool. I think Salah will be desperate to break as many records as he can at Liverpool, but Trent Alexander-Arnold at 25, 26 years old, that's more difficult to judge what he will do, more complex. Trent is in a different situation, and that's probably the one people are most worried with Real Madrid interested. Carvajal has just done his ACL, so they are probably desperate for a right back for the next 12 to 18 months. And Trent might feel he has done everything at Liverpool and he might want a new challenge. But this video is mainly about Mo Salah, and I wanted to discuss that with you guys. I wanted to explore all the different scenarios. So let me know what do you think about this in the comments below, and thanks for watching guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.